Heartbreaking. I mean, I was just in shock the whole night.
A North Idaho community collectively in shock as authorities continue to investigate a deadly shooting.
I ran like practically right into the guy. This dude holding a pistol. He had he was pointing it at me, had the flashlight on.
And this afternoon, we hear from a man who says he ran into the Gorge Amphitheater shooting suspect as he tried to help the victims. The News at Noon begins right now.
KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
Hi everyone, it is good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin with a look at your forecast. It is the final day of spring, and it sure does feel like it. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick is in the KREM 2 Outdoor Weather Center. So Thomas, my friend, will it actually start to feel once again like summer?
Yeah, well, of course, summer is tomorrow. The solstice at 7:57 a.m. It'll take a couple more days before we get the summer-like weather. But today we got to be tracking a whole lot of scattered shower activity. It's really starting to bubble up. It's completely overcast here from our Outdoor Weather Center. We've had just a couple sprinkles, but not too much over Spokane County. Really, the spot that's gotten by far the most rain through the morning has been over Ritzville. Looks like some heavier rains where you see the yellow and the orange shades on top of the radar between Ritzville and Sprague is where it is falling. So if you're traveling down I-90, you're definitely running into some heavier rain just in that spot. But these scattered showers, well, it's all part of this larger system which is dropping in from the north. So it's going to be here for the rest of the day today, and it's going to keep those temperatures noticeably colder, even though tomorrow is the first day of summer.
And we do continue to follow the quadruple homicides out of Kellogg this afternoon. We now know the name of 3 of the 4 people killed in Kellogg on Sunday evening. And the man accused of the murders had his first appearance in court this morning. Nicole Hernandez has been in court all morning long and has the breaking new details here at noon.
Major John Allen Taylor had his first appearance at the Shoshone County Courthouse just 2 hours ago. Officers walked him from the Shoshone County Jail right next to me here across the street to the courthouse. Take a look at your screen. You can see video of deputies there escorting him into the courthouse. The proceedings lasted about 25 minutes. The judge read Taylor his rights, then the 5 counts he is charged with. That's 1 count of felony burglary and 4 counts of first-degree murder.
You did willfully, deliberately, and with malice aforethought unlawfully kill the person of Kenneth R. Gardapi, a human being, to wit, by shooting him, which resulted in his death, and which was premeditated and/or to execute vengeance. That offense carries a potential death and/or life imprisonment. Do you understand the charge and the potential maximum penalties for that count?
Yes.
From those charges, we learned who the 4 people killed were: Kenna and Kenneth Gardapi, Devin Smith, and someone the judge referred to as AS. During bail arguments, the prosecution told the judge one of the victims was a child under 18 years old. The prosecution also went over Taylor's criminal history, which included several misdemeanors, and told the judge some of the probable cause in the case.
Admissions were ultimately made to the offenses charged. In subsequent interviews by law enforcement with those in or around the scene, identified both a motive, a method, and a witness to at least 2 of the 4 charged murders.
The judge denied Taylor bail in this case and also set the preliminary hearing for 1:30 in the afternoon on July 3rd. There will also be a status conference at 8:30 that morning. In Wallace, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Also this afternoon, we are hearing more first-hand accounts from the music festival at the Gorge, and that's where 2 people were killed and 3 others were hurt in a shooting Saturday night. We talked to one festival goer who says they came face-to-face with the shooter. He says he heard gunfire and a man and a woman arguing before he ran out of his tent. He says when he learned 2 people had been shot, he ran to see if he could use his medical background to help the victims. However, both those victims were dead by the time he got to them.
This dude holding a pistol. He had he was pointing it at me, had the flashlight on. I was like, what the are you doing? Drop your gun. As I was running up to them, it was pretty obvious that they were both dead already.
The shooter was shot by deputies and taken into custody. Because it is now an officer-involved shooting, the North Central Washington Special Investigations Unit has now taken over that total investigation. And this afternoon, we still do not know the identity of the shooter or the weapon used in the attack. We also do not know the identities of the 2 people killed. The Grant County Sheriff's Office did release a statement addressing the lack of information that's been released so far. They do acknowledge how frustrating it's been, but say because it is now an officer-involved shooting, they're not allowed to receive or give any information until the investigation is complete. So here's a statement that they sent us. It says, quote, "We are also unable to supply any additional information to the public. All of the information which will be shared will come from the independent investigation team. The Grant County Sheriff's Office has no control or input on how that is handled. We know there are people who are concerned about friends and loved ones, and we are sorry that we cannot help further." Also, after pressing for answers, we are now hearing from the production company that put on the Beyond Wonderland Festival. The CEO of Insomniac is explaining why the concert kept going even after the shooting. In a statement posted to Instagram, they said, quote, "We made the decision to keep the festival open at the request of law enforcement. Once it became evident that there was no ongoing threat to the safety of attendees, this was also done to ensure that the majority of attendees stayed away from the campground area where the incident took place." So to give more context to this story, the shooting happened here in the standard camping area. That's about a 10-minute walk from the concert venue. Event organizers say it was the furthest campground from the amphitheater.
The next thing, we know, we're hearing gunshots over in the campground, and more people are running, and we are still not getting told anything other than don't move. So it was really scary.
At the time, concert goers said the only thing they were aware of was this tweet announcing that the campground area was closed due to an unspecified incident. Our team here at KREM 2 is committed to pressing for answers in this shooting. In the meantime, you can watch our coverage, including a timeline of how we got to this point. That is right here on KREM 2 Plus. You can download KREM 2 Plus on Roku and Amazon Fire. 12:07 right now. Developing Hunter Biden, President Joe Biden's son, entered a guilty plea, or 2 of them rather, to 2 misdemeanor tax charges. He also admitted to felony gun possession. According to a filing with the Justice Department, he reached a tentative deal with the U.S. Attorney in Delaware. Now a federal judge in Delaware must approve the deal. A hearing has not been scheduled. Hunter Biden's 2 misdemeanor tax charges are for his failure to pay taxes back in 2017 and 2018. Those have since been paid. The felony gun charges relate to his possession of a handgun by a drug user in 2018.